This is the Breeders Cup Distaff Monster Podcast presented by Spendthrift Farm, home of six-time reigning champion sire Into Mischief. Duke, what's going on?
JK, what's going on? Everything's pretty good out here in California. It's getting ready for the Breeders' Cup.
It's going to be a fun one. Let's talk a little bit about this Breeders' Cup Distaff. And I wanted to have you for this race because I know that a horse that's going to take a lot of money in here, you have a pretty strong opinion about. What are your thoughts on Seismic Beauty for Bob Baffert?
Well, after Seismic Beauty ran last time, I thought she was dressed up. You know, I thought she was a horse that I could really take a shot against with the right field, that being the Breeders' Cup Distaff. So, but this race didn't come up as strong as I had hoped. You know, no Torpedo Anna, and a lot of 3-year-olds in here that are I'm just having a tough time, picking the right ones because I don't know how good they are yet. But I think for betting purposes, I think you have to take a chance and go against Seismic Beauty because she looks like she's just a loose speed type that's just going to run off and try to wire the field. And I'm not sure that she can do that against really good horses.
Well, let's start with Nitrogen of the 3-year-olds, probably the most consistent of the 3-year-olds. What did you make of her year, right? She was pretty darn good on the grass. She had that off-the-track freak race that she confirmed with her big race in the Alabama. And then, I guess I thought she was going to run by in the Spinster. She didn't. What is your overall feel about Nitrogen? I
agree with that. I thought she was going to run by, and she didn't. That worries me a little bit, but maybe she wasn't tight off a 2-month break. But nowadays you think she would have been tight off the 2-month break with the way these guys train. I thought she was really, really good after she won that slop race at Saratoga where she just freaked and won by 20 lengths. I said, well, she might be better on dirt than she is on turf. And she proved that in the Alabama. But then, then you get the worry race, the last one at Keeneland. And then what else worries me is I think Keeneland dirt is a lot similar to Del Mar dirt. For some reason, that track seems to play the same kind of way. Like stalkers do really well, horses up close do really well, and I think they're very similar layouts. So that worries me a little bit too. So she's a tough horse to get a really good line on, and she'll be overbet. She's what's her odds going to be? Maybe 4-1, 3-1, 3-1, 4-1.
Yeah, I think she'll be the second choice. I think.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to try and use her, but definitely not keying Nitrogen.
All right. What about Scottish Lassie? Her performance in the Coaching Club American Oaks was really good. Then she came back and I think that she was ridden a little bit funny too. She was so far out of it in that race at Parks. What are your thoughts on her?
Totally agree. Scottish Lassie's probably going to be my key. She was so good at Saratoga. I didn't like the ride at all last time. I'm not sure if they were told to put her behind horses and make her take dirt and that kind of thing. I think they'll do the opposite this time. I think they'll let Seismic Beauty go and stalk from the outside, which I think would be perfect for Scottish Lassie. And I think Scottish Lassie has the quality and the numbers to win this race. So she's going to be my key.
And here's Tama in the final stages. The Santa Anita Derby goes to Tama. It's Tama, absolutely terrific, winning Malibu by 4 widening lengths.
And what about Clicquot, the winner of the Cotillion, who, she's really done nothing wrong. She's won 4 races in a row. Her figures seem to be getting a little bit faster. What are your feelings about Clicquot?
I think she's getting better. I'm a little worried Brendan Walsh, he kind of does better. Actually, that race was at Parks. So I can't really say that. He does better in Kentucky, right? He's a Kentucky guy. He does real good at Kentucky. I'm not sure about this, shipping that horse out to Del Mar and doing it all again. But I think she might be a little bit step below. She got kind of the right trip at Parks. She was like that behind in the, what Paul and I call the zone. She's in that spot where, she doesn't have to use horse. She was just in a good position, and she got the jump on the rest. I don't know. I'm kind of fading her too. I think Dorth Vader may be the horse that I will use more than a horse like Clicquot.
So I was going to ask you about these two older horses, Dorth Vader and Scylla. We'll start with Dorth Vader. So you believe in her performance against Torpedo Anna at Saratoga?
I do. I picked Dorth Vader on a show, I believe, that I did with Pete back in, I think it was for the Derby day. I think I did a show for the Derby, and I picked Dorth Vader, and she disappointed me. She ran like a lackluster fourth, and then she came back and she won the Ogden Phipps, and then I thought I was right about her, right? And then she comes back, and then she does it again. She doesn't run good at Monmouth, but then she comes back and runs good against Torpedo Anna. So I don't know. She seems to be like a in and out type where she's not 100% reliable, but I think she's good enough. On her best day, I think she's good enough to win this race.
And then the final one is who I think is really interesting is Scylla, probably the most overbet horse going 7 furlongs, who just kept looking like she was going to be good, never figured it out. But if you dig deep into her past performances and based on her last race, I mean, maybe she's going to be better going 2 turns.
It's weird. I don't think they know what to do with her. They seem to be. They thought she was going to sprint this year, and now I think they're going back to the old way, which she was better at. She was better at a route, so maybe she's coming up to her best race, and I think you got to use her definitely somewhere.
Duke, you launched a new website this week, Duke's Picks, where people can find more of what you have to say about these races. Talk about dukespicks.com.
Yeah, I was thinking for a long time that there's something I could do for people out there that want to learn and want to get better at handicapping and betting. And I thought it's the best time to do it is before the Breeders' Cup or before the Derby, and I wasn't ready to do it before the Derby, so kind of waited till now. I'm going to do like a hour and a half live stream, strategy session where I'm going to maybe show some replays and do some, just not necessarily picks, but I'm going to give people horses that I don't like, horses that I like, and try to do some things in the future where I'm teaching more than just giving out selections. And you know what that's like, because you're on TV and it's not easy to give out just picks because they lose a lot, right? So I mean, you're going to go through periods of a lot of losing in this game, but with my knowledge and what I've done over 30, 40 years, I think I can pass it on to people, and hopefully they can win at the races.
I completely agree. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I've learned more about racing from you and your brother, and I would recommend that anyone who, even if you don't, you're not a pick. It's not a picks type of thing. You're going to learn so much listening to Duke just kind of talk through the races and his mindset going into a big race day like this. So make sure you check that out. dukespicks.com.
Thanks, JK. Always a pleasure.
I'll see you soon.
All right. See ya.